Alright, oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you end an arc. Oh my, because we saw it in the review, for last week that this is going to be the ending, and it definitely was a fantastic finale to end an arc in Black Clover. And I would have to say, throughout the dungeon arc, I absolutely loved it. And this episode today was just horrifying, an emotional roller coaster, excitement, literally everything emotionally attached or just anything in this world you could put into this episode. And I thought it was incredible. I loved it. It was just fantastic. And let's get into the review right here. What's up, guys? It is Ranger Flame, and welcome everyone to episode 19 of Black Clover. And we last left off of Asta getting stabbed in the stomach by one of Mars's crystals. And it cuts to right after that point. It's right after Asta falls down. Mimosa's trying to help, him up. And, we finally see his secret power unfold. It's not just Asta that got something, throughout this arc, throughout, his abilities and his future. Also got a power as well, which we didn't see that much in this episode, but it's definitely hinting of what he can become. And we see, if you're a manga reader, the fairy, she finally arrives. And just from using that little power, defeating Mars like that, well, he was weak at the start versus Asta. It wasn't just like a kind of a one-on-one fight. I guess they were both weak if you looked at it, but his new power just blew away Mars. He went down for the count. And it just, you want to see use more of that power. It was just exciting. We didn't see a lot of it. We just saw the fairy, or I guess Tinkerbell, whatever you want to call her for now. We see that full-on power, but we didn't see a lot like what Asta did with the Demon Dweller sword. But we do get more of it, don't worry, in the upcoming episodes. So that's why I did say in last week's review of we will get more of, we did this episode, but definitely we'll get more of him, throughout more of the episodes. But it was still pretty damn cool of what he got out of that scroll to how he uses his power right now. So it was an awesome thing to see of, definitely character development right there, and also of what he can control and more power he can for the future. Now I want to get to the dark side of this episode, and it was, I would have to say it's fucked up. It was, Mars's past was absolutely just torture. And him in the Diamond Kingdom, he was with this girl named Fauna. And definitely in this episode, you could see that it was kind of like, it was a childhood friends, but I felt like Mars definitely had a love connection to her. Her name was Fauna, and their kind of journey, or their kind of goal in life, is to experience the outside world. They're literally prisoners. They haven't seen the outside world at all. And when they get to this final stage of the other kids in the Diamond Kingdom, they have to do a death battle, so the one left standing could become the best mage for the Diamond Kingdom, the ultimate warrior. And literally like that, it's like, I could put it towards the Hunger Games. If you ever watched the first movie, and right off the bat, people start dying back and forth. That's what this part was. It was just terrifying, just blood just going everywhere. I don't really want to talk more because it was kind of gory. And then it got to the final part of Mars versus Fauna, and it definitely was emotional right here. Mars didn't really want to use his power. Fauna was trying. She was even emotional as well, that she didn't want to kill Mars, but if they didn't kill each other, then they would both die from the superior Diamond Kingdom mages. And Mars had to do the most terrible thing of his life and kill, I guess, his lover or his best friend. And that's kind of what he made him what he was today. It was definitely creepy. And also we got it wasn't just, background character development that we got from Mars. It's also how he got his powers as well. So the grimoire that he has, the kind of this, the two that was stitched together of when Klaus had the books in, it was a strange grimoire. It was actually Mars's grimoire and Fauna's grimoire put together. And the diamonds that he put in his head, that's what, he got Fauna's power. The diamond mages put Fauna's power into Mars, and that flame recovery magic was actually his best friend or his lover, Fauna. So that's definitely we see, background of how he got his power and what he is today. But it definitely was a scary thing, it was just terrifying, no one should go through a life like that. And now we see a little bit in this episode of Mars remembering everything now. of like him remembering Fauna and the outside world, you know, his and hers' dream. So it was like kind of suspicious to me that after he kind of won this death battle, the mages, you know, erase his memory for him just to focus on being the perfect soldier for them. So yeah, it definitely was. The Diamond Kingdom people are evil. They are really terrible people, and you know, you definitely feel emotionally attached to Mars in this episode. That, you know, him being such a bad guy at the start, you know, you absolutely hate him. Like, why is he doing this to Asta in the game? But now it's like, well, we got his background information. It's like, you know what, Mars, I hope that you could become a better character in the future. So after all this defeat and after that background information that we get, the dungeon starts to collapse on everyone. Everyone, you know, is trying to leave this place because if they don't, they'll all die. And Mars is still hanging behind there after the damage that Yuno caused to him. And Asta, you know, is a guy which is like Naruto. If you could base this off Naruto, no matter how bad of a person that you are, we're not here to kill anyone in the dungeon. We're here to simply explore it. They try to go rescue him, but like all the buildings start to collapse on him. So afterwards, they just start to get off the dungeon. They make it out, get out of the dungeon there afterwards. But don't worry, Mars is alive, and Lotus was actually in, you know, treasure chamber with them this whole time. So it's like the Diamond Kingdom people kind of got what they wanted. You know, Mars is still alive. They got the treasure, and they're out of there. And, you know, I guess the only good thing that I guess the Clover Kingdom got throughout this was Asta's new power and Yuno's new power. I'm not too sure if they're going to go for treasure or not. Really, it was to explore and not let the Diamond Kingdom, you know, get the stuff. They didn't get any power, but they did get the treasure, so that's kind of an advantage for the Diamond Kingdom people, just because of having all that treasure and having all that money. That could make a better army for them against the Clover people. So it's kind of confusing of if they did complete the mission or not. I'm just kind of confused about that. So it's kind of like, I guess, a 50-50 scenario. You get another heartfelt moment of the game afterwards when they're out of the dungeon. Asta is still kind of hurt. Mimosa tried to use all of her magic to recover him. He's still quite injured a little bit, but it's a weird turn right here because Mimosa is actually starting to build a relationship, or starting to kind of like Asta a little bit, just like Noelle has right here. In this episode, man, Asta is just getting all the girls out here. You know, at the ending, Noelle likes him, Mimosa likes him now, and Asta is just, you know, he's like the knight in shining armor right here. And we definitely see character development come up from Klaus this episode, as you know, that he was kind of the douche. That's what I like to call him when we first met his character. But now he's starting to see the actual truth of what Asta and Yuno actually are. And, you know, he apologized and everything. He said that they are worthy of becoming Magic Knights for the Clover Kingdom. So it's definitely like a heartfelt moment of, you know, Klaus finally realizing that they will put their lives on the line for the Clover Kingdom and do everything they possibly can. So it's kind of a really cool moment right there. And definitely for next week's episode is going to be more interesting, of them meeting the Wizard King for the very first time. So like I said, like with this episode, I fairly enjoyed it, guys. Like for a finale of an arc like this, it definitely went the route that I loved, and I'm hoping that people did as well, and hoping that you guys did as well if you watch this anime. Like with this, I think today, guys, I'll have to give it a 9.5. There's just a little bit of stuff that I didn't like, but it was almost a perfect episode for me. It's definitely an episode I could watch again and again and again. And I just loved how they did that finale so well. It was just so organized. The horrifying parts of this episode, emotionally attached to the characters, seeing people's true abilities come out. It was just an episode you would have to watch. And I'm just more and more excited of what Black Clover is going to go towards the future, and how many arcs there are. Hopefully could be greater than the dungeon. If the arcs keep getting better and better in this anime, it's definitely going to be, you know, up the charts right there. Maybe like close to Hero Academia or something. I'm not really too sure of the popularity so far or what Black Clover is at. But if you just keep pouring episodes like this, it's definitely going to attract more people and just keep loving the episodes. And I'm just glad that, you know, instead of it being at the bottom, it's at the tippity top. Like, it's going to, like, episodes keep going like this, it's gonna be like as high as Mount Everest. Like I'm putting in a demonstration like that. I know that might sound weird, but it's just glad that the episodes just keep getting better and better, and that's just me loving anime, and hopefully you guys have that, you know, attachment as well. But thank you guys so much for watching my review here today. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff, and we'll see you guys next week for another Black Clover review. Much love, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.